What's up, Cigars and Dads? How's it going, man? Hope you guys all having a great week, man. Woo! It is nice outside, man, here in California. Today, man, we're going to get into the, gosh, what was it called again? The Bosphorus. So you guys can see how that's kind of a hard name. Anyways, it's a Dad's mocha-muscle flexing cigar, guys. That's what it is. It's a powerhouse. It's made by Ozgener. I'm going to show you right here. Check this out. Man, it's a nice cigar, guys. The Bosphorus B54. All right. Anyways, it's a bold, balanced cigar. A lot of things going on in this cigar right here. Go ahead and cut this puppy up. Oh, man. Hope you guys all having a great week, man. The weather has really changed here in Bakersfield, California. Man, I mean, we went from 90s to like 60s. I think it's like 61 degrees today. So it's nice, though. Really nice. Big change, but really nice. So I'm loving it, man. Go outside. You can kind of sit out, relax. Here goes the foot again. I love it. I love when they have the on the foot, because this way you don't have to worry about, damaging the foot, like I've said before. But anyways, I mean, it's a nice cigar. I've had the Ozgener family cigars before, the Caratoba. You guys really need to try that one out. That is a nice cigar. All right. Go ahead and light this cigar up. Let's see what we get. Smell that tobacco. It's really nice, man. It's got a little cognac look. Look at that. Really nice. It's a box press. There you go. It's 6.5 by 54 Toro box press. Yeah. Let me give you a little bit of history on it. It says made it in Fabrica Oveja Negra or Estelí. All right. Features a dark tan Ecuadorian Sumatra-seed wrapper over dual binders, Ecuadorian Connecticut and Nicaraguan fillers. They're stating it's about a 60 to 90 minute powerhouse flexes cigar. Okay. So, it's got a lot of, it's stated right here. And let me go ahead and give you some of the profiles on here. Pepper, red pepper, black pepper. The blast opens up into a earthy grass, pine, and cinnamon mid-smoke mocha espresso, and then caramel, dark chocolate, and cedar take to the center stage. So we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and light this up, man. You know what? Getting ahead of myself here, man. I really wanted to smoke this one here. I tell you, man, sometimes I get too excited. There you go. Oh. All right. But yeah, the Caratoba, Ozgener family makes the Caratoba. Oh my gosh, that is a wonderful cigar. It's a new cigar. You guys gotta try it out. If you guys get a chance, go pick that up. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Really gonna love that cigar. Go ahead and toast this up. Edges right there. But yeah, it's now the Ozgener family. The guy owns, the family owned CAO. Okay, so okay. Woo. Getting that pepper right away. Let's see. Yeah. A little leaf right there. Get the pepper on the retro. Yeah, nice and smooth though. It's got a creaminess to it though. You get the mocha. Man. It reminds me of, oh, sorry. These cameras, man. I'm always shaking them. Oh, wow. Okay. That was weird. Got another flavor. The fragrance even a little piney. The chocolate is it's a mocha, but it reminds me of I don't know if you guys have heard the Mexican chocolate. It comes in a little like kind of looks like a puck, really hard chocolate. And I remember my mom and dad making that when I was a little kid, you know, and I always say that's what I go to. That's my go-to right there. I get that flavor right there. Little sweetness on the end. Wow. Ooh. Yeah. This is a very complex cigar. A little leathery, a little earthy. Oh gosh, almost like a kind of a grassy, not grassy, but and it does stay grassy, but I'm not getting it. More like oh gosh, like a wheat or hay. That's what I'm getting. And the aroma, I you know, a lot of people, like I said before, a lot of people say they can't really smell, you know, when they're smoking it, they're not getting any kind of they say they can't smell but smoke. I do. And for those of you who do, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I get the aromas. Maybe my sniffers works a little better than others. I don't know, man. But I'm getting like a pine, and it does stay pine, but I'm not tasting a pine, but I'm getting a fragrance of a pine. Not a pine sol, but a pine tree. Man. Yeah. All right, so let me go ahead again. So these are the flavor notes: black and red pepper, blast open into the earthy grass, pine, and cinnamon. I'm not getting any cinnamon right now. Mid smoke, you get the mocha espresso, caramel. I'm not getting any caramel. Almost the sweetness is like a little bit of a sweet bread. That's what I'm getting, a little sweet bread, you know. And then I haven't got the cedar yet, okay, but it also states on here cedar takes the center stage. Maybe that's in the mid smoke probably. And then on the finish it says supple leather, sweet molasses, toasted nuts, supple taffy, sweetness of a nuanced, invigorating draw that's pure dad's fuel. That's what it's stating right here. So on Neptune.com, it says inspired by the Istanbul iconic strait, the Bosphorus line launched as Oz's third core offering, delivers 94-point complexity in 20-count boxes. So MSRP is going to run you about $12 to $14. This is blending Nicaraguan vigor with Ecuadorian finesse for a smoke that rewards a patient palate. a patient palate. Yeah, I'm reading this too fast. That's why I'm tongue tied right now. You know, it was a tiring week, man. I'm serious. Still working, guys. You know, I know I mentioned I'm retired, but I've been working lately. They have someone out, and they asked me if I wanted to work for a while, and so I said, yeah. You know, I'll go ahead. So I've been working for a few months now, and you know, when you've been off for a while, man, and you go back to work, you know, after being retired for a little bit, you got to get it takes a while to get used to, you know, but I'm getting there, working with some great guys. They do a great job, you know, and but you still get tired, man. That's why, you know, coming home to these, man, it's amazing because I get to sit out, relax, and enjoy, you know. And I was able to take a few cigars. You know, we had some downtime on one of the past days, and we went ahead and barbecued out there, you know, and took a little barbecue. It was one of the holidays. I can't remember which one it just passed, but really slow, you know, and so we were able to barbecue. And so I said, no, you know, I'm gonna take some cigars. So I took some cigars, and one of the younger guys, you know, he says, man, so he had another cigar that I had given him. And so after having that first one, he said, you know, he sat at home and he said, nah, I can see what you get out of this now, you know? So I think I'm going to have him on the podcast in a couple of weeks, or, you know, sooner if not, see what happens. And we're going to pick up a few cigars, and I'm going to have him on the podcast and see what he thinks as a new smoker, you know, what kind of, you know, what his thought process is of it, and, you know, what he's getting out of the notes on some of these cigars, you know, because, you know, when you're a new smoker, it's hard to pick up the notes at times. You know what I mean? I know I was, and you hear about a lot of guys out there, they're smoking a cigar. They say, I don't really get all that. You know, how do you get all those notes? You know, and I think over just time and learning how to smoke the cigar and find the notes, you know, and sometimes they just hit you. You know, I think I found the notes more when I was relaxing it and just hanging out with the guys, or my like I always say, I sit out with my son-in-laws, and we'll have a cigar when you know, either barbecuing or we're having one of the parties for the family, and all of a sudden I'll get a note out of it. You know, I said, wow, that's a nice cigar, you know. And I've got my son-in-laws into it, and they're not big smokers, but you know, I have some. We went to the tobacconist, and we picked up a few cigars, you know, several times already, and you can see them gradually getting into it, and they're picking up notes, you know, that they may not have when they first started, and so it's pretty cool, you know, and we'll see. So I wanted to talk to him and see what he thought about it, and I got another gentleman that works there with us. He's been smoking for a little while. He doesn't smoke as much, you know, but you know, he really enjoys it, and there's a few cigars that he kind of sticks to, and he likes the Gurkhas. So, you know, maybe we'll pick up some Gurkhas and see if we can get him on the show too, you know, and talk to him and see what he's thinking, and you know, what his profiles, no profiles he's getting out of it. And it's kind of cool though, like I said. But let's see what we get out of this so far. And if you guys look on the news, I don't know if you guys checked out some of the news. You probably find it on Facebook. There's a few cigar manufacturers that are in a lawsuit right now with California, and regarding the smoke bill that California's trying to pass. Newsom. You know, Newsom's always got his hands in something, man. He's trying to stop something, and they're trying to eliminate a lot of the cigars, that we get here in California, and they're categorizing them as the same thing as like maybe spice and things like that. And so if you guys can look that up, maybe you guys can even support them, and see how you guys just look it up, see how you guys can support the cigar industry and help them out. It's needed. I mean, the cigars you get at your tobacconists are all natural. It's not added fillers, and you don't have the flavors that are added. And I mean, there is some cigar makers that have been known to do that in the past, but for the most part, most cigar makers are making this is all natural stuff, and it's not the crap that you're finding in some of those spice smoke shops. You know what I mean? And I suggest that if you're gonna go buy, you want a good cigar, go to a tobacconist, guys. Okay, especially new smokers. Don't buy cigars in probably a smoke shop that's selling pipes and things like that, and all these other trinkets and things like that. You're probably not gonna find a good cigar, and if you do find a good cigar, it's gonna be dry as hell. Because most of them, you walk in some of these places, I will go into some and I will buy butane for it, the cigar lighters, and I've done that for my cigar lighter right here. And, go in there real quick, I get what I need, and I'm out of there, And even those guys will tell you, some of them they're working there, they'll tell you the same thing, that, yeah, we don't carry, like top brands and things like that. And then they're not taken care of as efficient as going into a tobacconist where you got a humidified room, and it's they're up on their stuff, man. You know what I mean? They really are. These guys know what they're doing. They know what the cigar profiles are. They can give you a little history on the cigar, depending on how good they are. But most of them, they're pretty up on their stuff. You know what I mean? So I would suggest that. Let me go ahead and show you little depiction on this cigar here. There you go, right there. But yeah, wow, nice smoke, guys. Yeah. Okay, now still getting the sweetness, getting the spiciness, the pepper, not as strong as when I'm lit it up. It's not as prominent. Yeah, the pepper is still there, but it's not as harsh. And it wasn't as hard. It wasn't that like I've had some real harsh ones, and they'll get you right up here, as you retrohale. But this is not bad at all. It's a really nice smoke. I can tell you, I can't express it enough. The Ozgener cigars, I mean, they're really nice. You know what? You could pair yourself even with a Maker's Mark. And so I looked that up because I thought, okay, it's got a little bit of spice, it's got some pepper in it. I wonder what's a good pairing for it, And so as I'm looking it up, some of them are coming across a different whiskey, but I found one, Maker's Mark. It says Kentucky straight bourbon, 90 proof, where caramel and vanilla sync with the mocha core rye. So, that's what again, spice ignites the pepper, and toasted oak grounds the earth. So second, third, they're recommending the second, third. And that's what I would recommend, though. If you're going to pair the cigar with a bourbon, I think you get a lot of profile on the second, third, and it's going to be really nice, guys. It really is, nice drink with a nice cigar. I mean, you can't beat it, So see, for those of you guys who know Maker's Mark, which I kind of doubt, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the Maker's Mark bottle. I have showed this one here I got, which I thought was pretty nice. There you go. Look at that. Dodgers. I am a Dodgers fan. They are playing today, right now, as we speak. You know, playing the Phillies. I'm hoping they come through. We'll see what happens, you know. But, you know, no hard feelings if they don't. You know, it's a game. But I know for some of you guys to take it real serious. There you go, Dodgers fans, right there. That one there was, I picked that up at Costco. And I was very surprised they even had something like that. You know, I really was. It was in the store, maybe about 3-4 weeks ago, maybe a month or 3 weeks to a month ago. And I just happened to turn around and I'm looking at the whiskeys, you know, and there it was right there. So I told my wife loves the Dodgers. She's a Dodger fanatic. So yeah, I tell her, hey, did you see that? And so I showed it to her, you know, she's like, oh, wow. And she's not a whiskey, you know, she'll drink, she'll have a shot maybe with me, you know, have a glass. But she's not a frequent drinker at all. And so I said, think I should pick it up? She goes, oh yeah, you got to get it. You know. So I picked it up. Haven't opened it yet. I would imagine it's the same as the other one, you know, the Maker's Mark you're seeing right there on the depiction. So, you know, but also, guys, I appreciate it. I wanted to show you guys if you guys are pouch users, there you go right there, the outpouch.com/Cigars and Dads. And, you know, you can see right there, they got a variety of different flavors, a lot of moisture in these pouches here. It lasts a little longer, you know, and you get 20 in the pouch. So if you guys want, check that out, guys. Just go to outpouch.com/Cigars and Dads. All right. And appreciate it if you guys like, subscribe, you know, helps our show out. If you guys are interested in some of the videos, there's an array of videos on there already that you guys can try on some of the cigars. You know, you guys can look them up and then you guys get some flavor notes on that. And some opinion of, you know, what we thought about it, and check it out, you know, or hit the bell. That way when we have a new show coming up, you know, you guys can be the first ones to see it, and maybe let your buddies know and they can check it out, you know what I mean? Especially you guys, new smokers, cigar smokers out there, check out Cigars and Dads. And you know, right here, see if you can show it. I'm always up the wrong hand right here. There goes the QR code. You guys can check that out. And that'll take you right to Cigars and Dads /users. rumble.com/users/Cigars and Dads. All right. On that right there, it'll take you right to our page, and you guys can look up all the videos right there. It'll show you all the videos. And it's a little easier, you know, because you don't have to go to rumble.com and start looking through all the array of videos that they got out there, different categories and stuff like that, where you have to, you know, punch in all the stuff. And then, or on some sites, I know you have to become a member and you have to log in. You click that right there, it'll take you directly to the site and to our page. And you guys can look up all the videos, okay? But again, there's an array of videos. And locally, we're going to have a cigar dinner. So if you guys want, you guys are locally here in Bakersfield, California, try out thelightevent.com, okay? Look that up, guys, on the internet, and it'll tell you all about it. Masfino Cigars is hosting that, and it should be a great night. You know, we'll be out there having some cigars. I'll be out there with my son-in-laws. I'm hoping I can get them all there. We'll see. You know, sometimes it gets hard when you got a lot of kids. Some of you fathers out there, you know how it is. You know, you try to get your kids all together, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. They got something going on. They're out of town. But you know, if maybe you can even go out there with your wives. They'll have music, cigars. I think Cigar Masfino, like I said, they're hosting it, so they're going to be out there and they're going to have their cigars out there and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be a great night. You know, we went to one that they hosted. I want to say it's been a while back, but it was at the Eagles Club here in Bakersfield, California. It was a great night. You know, went out there, had steak dinner, really nice. And my son-in-laws and my son, they all said they wanted to go again. So, you know, we're going to try to get together and set it up, and we're going to head on out there. So check that out. It'll tell you the date and everything else. And, you know, they have contests, little contests out there, giveaways and things like that. So it's really nice. It's just a great time. Get together with your buddies, get together with your family. If you want to take your family out there, you know, age appropriate, you know, obviously. And you guys will have a great time. You know, I really enjoy things like that. I get together with my boys and, you know, we just enjoy our evening, you know. And you know what I was going to tell you guys? I went the other day, pick up some cigars, and they had, I mean, it was really lively, you know. So if you guys are local, man, hit Cigars and Dads on a Friday night. And they got, now I don't know if it's a poker game. I think it was a poker game it was going on there, which is kind of cool. There's no, you know, big money involved. It they just playing for cigars, and you know, it all benefits if you whatever you end up with, they'll give you cigars out of that, or you know, I don't know if it's a big discount, what it is. I just, like I said, I went there last Friday, picked up some cigars, and I was like, wow, this is pretty nice. There was a lot of people out there. They had music going. And I know they even had the football games. They have the baseball games going on. They got a lot of TVs out there because it's a nice shop, guys. So, you know, and it's spread out, which is really nice. You're not stuck in a little spot where you're sitting, you know, and which is, I like, you know, if I am sitting in a smaller spot because I get to know people, I get to talk to people. But this place is pretty big. So if you guys, you know, you're unsure, you just want to go enjoy for the first time, head on out there. All right. It's off of Callaway, but it's, I mean, nice atmosphere. You know, you go in, get your cigar. Mike is the manager there. Nice guy, man. He'll help you out, talk to you about the cigars, what, you know, ask you what you're looking for. Head on out there, guys. You guys will have a great time, you know, especially on a Friday night. They always got something going on. Okay. So check them out. All right. But, all right, let's go ahead and see. Oh, man. Okay, now I'm getting cedar. I'm getting a lot of cedar. Oh, got the pepper right there. Now with that, that got me. That got me. Oh, man. I'm still getting the piney, that pine. Man, it's nice though. Really nice. Wow. Okay. Earthiness. I'm getting a little leather, cedar. I'm not getting the caramel, but I'm still getting that sweet. Almost, like I said, it's almost a sweet bread on the finish, you know? Really nice though. Just complements everything. And it kind of tones it down a little bit, but with that sweet on the end, on the finish there. I did notice this one going off a little bit, and it could be because I've had the, like I said, I've had the Ozgener before and didn't have that problem, but I'm going to show you guys right here. It's not bad. You know, I'm not smoking very fast either, so it could just have a little, I noticed there's a little hole in there. You guys can see that in the camera there. And I bet you're getting a lot of air in there. And it's probably just this cigar here. But all in all, it's still a nice cigar, guys. Man. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to show you guys the cigar from Ozgener family, and the Bosphorus B54. All right, guys, there you go, right there. Nice cigar. Again, try the Ozgener family cigars. The Caratoba is another, man. I mean, I can't say enough about that cigar. It's got flavor. It's got creaminess. It's just a really nice smoke. So if you guys get a chance, check that out. Okay. If you guys are CAO smokers, you know, this guy was one of the developers. He developed the Brazilian cigar and a few others. You guys look him up. I mean, this guy, he makes good cigars, you know, and they sold that company off. And so that's when he started the Ozgener family cigar. So with his name, and that's what he wanted to attribute to his family cigars. And so when he went into starting his own line again, that's what he did. Because the first line, I believe, was started by I believe it was his grandfather. Okay, you guys can look that up though. Like I've said before, man, in cigar making, you're gonna find a lot of history, which I love it. I really do, because I get to know, you know, the backstories of some of this stuff, and you get to know when they started, how far back they started, you know, where they started, you know. And again, some of these guys back in Cuba, you know, and that's where they began, immigrated here to America, and a lot of them started, you know, either brought some of their seed over here, and you know, now they're making it. They started making them in Florida, and you know, some other places too. But I think a lot of it was in Florida. But it's pretty interesting, you know, when you hear the stories. You know, again, Perdomo cigars, same thing. Padron, you know, you look up some of these guys when they started, and they're very successful cigar makers. So look them up. You guys will be amazed on just the backstories on it, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. You know, I do. I don't, you know, but I love history. You know, I love legacy. You know what I mean? Just knowing that the family is still in it, and they're still, you know, doing good. And a lot of them that have been around that long are very, very big cigar makers. You know, a lot of them have their own factories now. They're developing their own lines. And, you know, so with technology too, they're able to, you know, manufacture new lines of, you know, leaves. And so you're getting all these different flavors out of them, which is nice. You know what I mean? And it's still natural. So I love it. All right, guys. God bless. I hope you guys have a great weekend this weekend. You know, tomorrow's Friday. Enjoy, guys, and all you hardworking fathers out there. I also want to thank you guys for all the hard work you guys do. And I'm sure your families, you know, love you guys. So take care of those kids. Like I've always said, take care of those kids, man. Love those kids, support those kids and your wives, and just be good fathers. All right. You guys, like I said, you guys want to see our videos, check out the QR code up there on top. That'll take you directly over there. And I appreciate it if you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you guys can be notified when, you know, new videos are put out. All right, guys. Love you. God bless. And have a great weekend, man.